I make a full-time living from playing music, and I'm not that good. I don't have any fancy, deep musical theory knowledge, and I don't have any insane guitar chops or anything like this. So how have I managed to survive a 16-year music career without being exceptional? So let's start this video off with the common misconception of what it takes to be good on the guitar or make a full-time living from music. Most people think that you have to have some really deep theory knowledge or you have to be exceptionally good at playing the guitar. And this is something that I've struggled with for quite some time, especially the last couple of years. I can tell you that imposter syndrome is a real thing. But the reality of the situation is most paying gigs actually don't care about your technical playing ability, and the industry actually rewards a different set of skills to those that you would assume that you would need in order to make a full-time living out of this. And more often than not, good enough is actually plenty. So if I don't have all of this stuff, who am I as a musician? I think I'm a solid rhythm player. I think I'm a fairly decent singer. I have very limited theory. I play what needs to be played, but I also simplify really complex parts a lot because I favour the performance over cloning the part of the song that I'm trying to do. It's not that I'm bad. I'm not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just not special. I'm not outstandingly good or anything like that. But also that's okay. I've learned that the job itself is quite different from the instrument that I play in order to do that job, if that makes sense. So my actual work life, the main sort of bulk of the income comes from playing weddings. I play as a solo musician for ceremonies and drinks receptions. I also do day 2 parties as a solo musician. And aside from that, I play in 3 bands that all have their separate identities. They are Gecko Blaster, the Box Drum Band, and Midnight Mechanics. And I say that they've all got their identities because they all sound really different from one another, so I'm not offering 3 separate band options just for the hell of it. They do have their reasons. And aside from the band, I'm a DJ as well, so I offer a DJ set that can go after a band set. But you may realise here that the ceremony and drinks reception right at the beginning of a wedding day and the band and the DJ set are right at the end of a wedding day. So I also provide an all-day package, which essentially makes sure that I am being paid to be there from the start of the day to the end of the day. And I offer things like the wireless microphone for the speeches, playlist music during things like the meal, and it just ensures that I'm there for a reason all day rather than just those little bits at the beginning and the little bits at the end. I've got a reason to be there for the whole day. And I play about 50 to 60 weddings per year, so it's no joke in the summer season. And on the off season and sprinkled a little bit throughout that season, I do bar and hotel gigs here on the Costa del Sol in Spain, which is where I live. And I also do some band sets throughout those times as well. It just ensures that everybody involved has got some work all the way through the year. Okay, I'm way busier in the summer season, in the middle of the wedding season, than I am in the winter months. But the other kicker is the winter gigs enable future prospective clients to come and watch me or the band off season whilst they're here doing things like venue viewings and food tastings and things like that, and having meetings with wedding planners and event coordinators and all that kind of thing. So it enables them to come and see what it actually feels like to be at one of my gigs, with whether that be with a band or solo. So something that you'll notice here, the key here, is none of these jobs actually require me to be a particularly amazing guitar player. And as I said before, the industry is rewarding a completely different set of skills. So what skills actually pay the bills? The most important, I would say, is reliability. I'm in an industry here where I'm working alongside other providers, other suppliers, and they include wedding planners, event coordinators, venue owners, photographers, caterers, videographers, all of these people. Quite often, they get access to the clients before I do. So I need to be kind of in the front of their mind if any of those clients say to them, do you recommend any bands or DJs or anything like that? And the way that I can do that is, one, by being reliable, but also by being likable and easy to work with. Nobody's going to rebook a douchebag. That's just the way it is. And, you know, me being reliable and likable and, you know, communicating professionally is just going to make them remember me more easily when that question comes up, when that conversation comes up. So other things that are really important, I'd say almost as important as reliability, is your repertoire. You need to be playing the right songs. And I've fallen into this trap before where I've decided, no, I'm going to play just what I want to play. But as much as I would love to be playing like folk covers like Ben Howard and Weezer covers and obscure Placebo tracks and Taking Back Sunday and things like that, it's not what people want to hear on a wedding day. And the aim here is to set your ego aside just for 1 minute and play what the couple and their guests are going to expect to hear and what's going to fill the dance floor up. Your ego aside, this is about the couple and their guests, not about you. So knowing what to play is a big one. Another big one for me is knowing when to play and when to shut up, because there's nothing worse than being in a gig situation where one of the musicians in between all the songs is just noodling on the guitar. You just need to know when to play as well as what to play. So hopefully that kind of goes over a few of the skills that are required to do this job. And I've done this YouTube thing on and off with varying levels of consistency since about 2017, I want to say. But I had this light bulb moment, a turning point the other day, and I thought to myself, you know, I have spent quite a bit of time watching other guitar YouTube channels, the likes of Mary Spender, Rhett Shull, Rick Beato, and Paul Davids, people like that. And I'm always kind of put in my place by people like that because they have mad theory knowledge. Their deep understanding of music is something that I just don't have. But then I thought to myself the other day, you know, actually, I do offer something. I'm living proof here that you can earn a full-time living. And I think I've got a fairly successful business here on the south coast of Spain doing what I do. And my theory knowledge and stuff like that is nowhere near that of these other people that I follow. So, you know, nobody really cares at my gigs how good I am on the guitar. And you need some fundamental kind of level of playing ability, obviously, to pull this off. But you don't need to be exceptional, and that's the thing. So I'm not super skilled like a lot of these other people. Their content is amazing, by the way, and I follow virtually every video that they do. But it can also be a little bit intimidating to people like me. So my channel is, from this point forward, I will do things like the gear reviews and covers and loop stuff and tutorials and things like that still sprinkled in there. But this is about real world music careers, how you can actually make money out of being a live performing musician. It's sustainable income, and it's the actual job, the bit that nobody really shares, the very unglamorous parts about what I do. And a lot of it is not the glam that I assumed it would be when I was pre-teen learning to play the guitar, dreaming of filling stadiums and stuff. There are parts of it that are completely unglamorous and, you know, having to deal with difficult people, whatever. But if you're not a theory genius, there are ways to do this as a job. So what's going to be coming up on the channel this year and into the future? It's going to be stories from the last 2 decades of being a musician. And all 20 of those years have not been as a professional musician in the capacity that I am now, but there are stories to tell and lessons to be learned nonetheless. So I'll be sharing stuff like that, practical realities of what it's actually like to be a working musician. I want to share the sort of unglamorous parts of this job, because a lot of this stuff isn't spoken about, and where I would love to be in the position that I dreamt of being when I was pre-teen learning to play the guitar. The reality for most is it is pretty unglamorous at times. So it's important, I think, that I share the realities of this as well. Another thing that I want to talk about a lot is what clients actually want, as opposed to what you think the clients want. And there'll also be some bits in there of what the clients think they want as opposed to what they actually want. Because, you know, most of my clients, they only get married once. Most people only get married once. I do more than 50 of these a year, and I see how much emphasis puts onto stuff that just doesn't matter. So apologies if you're a future bride who thinks you know what you want, but I can assure you that you don't always know what you want. And hopefully I'll clear some of those up on this channel as well. And also how to earn money as a musician without being exceptional, like myself. So if you're looking forward to what's to come, if you've ever felt like you're not good enough, for example, I think these videos are going to help you. I'm not special at all. I just stuck with it, and I'm here to tell the stories. So thanks for making it all the way through this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure that you subscribe by hitting the subscribe link down below, and I will see you in the next video very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.